You're listening to the David Bowers Awards, and if you're an artist who'd like to have your music featured on our show, please write us at david@thedavidbowers.com. And there you have it. The group calls themselves Reawaken. That's If You Only Knew. And guess what? Now you know. You can check them out online. Reawaken is the name of the group, and I think we're going to be hearing a lot more from them. What'd you think of that, John Bon Jovial?
Nice piece of production. I like the fuzz application that he did there. While it's nothing original, it's still a nice way that they did it. And all in all, not a bad piece of music. It has some commercial potential to it.
Yeah, definitely. I was really impressed, especially for a group that's only a year old. I think they've really got it together. And we're going to get it together right now and move right along because our next guest is standing by, and you're going to want to hear from Karen Caruso, and you will, right after she puts a little moonlight in your martini.
In my business and staring into this glass, when who walks in with that signature grin but a big old blast from the past? But it's just like puzzle pieces when nothing seems to fit. It's that game I can't win but still I wanna sin. It's an exit that I gotta pass. And we can talk about the plans we made and how you played me, all the things you said we do, the trips, the games, the highs, the wild rides, none of it was true, 'cause moonlight in your martini is all it was to you. Well, I was just your sweet drink for months and months, but now that bottle's empty. 2 olives in a glass, your chance has passed, but boy, I gave you plenty. And where I am now is a whole lot better, and I'm not going back. So keep on walking, I'm not just talking, no Facebook stalking, I'll pass. We can talk about the plans we made and how you played me, all the things you said we do, the trips, the games, the highs, the wild rides, none of it was true, 'cause moonlight in your martini is all it was to you. Don't even bother, 'cause I'm not sticking around. It's such a shame for you, 'cause I'm the smoothest drink in town. We can talk about the plans we made and how you played me, all the things you said we do, the trips, the games, the highs, the wild rides, none of it was true, 'cause moonlight in your martini is all it was to you. Moonlight in your martini is all I was to you.
Already, I like that song. I get a definite Jimmy Buffett feel there. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the female Jimmy Buffett. Karen, come on in here.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, just fine, and so glad to have you here with us today. Honestly, I did. I got a little bit of that margarita feel. I was looking around here on the floor for my flip-flops, as a matter of fact. I love that song. I really do. It just makes me want to go sit on the beach and kill time. And, of course, I'm here in Arizona where there aren't a lot of beaches right now, but John Bon Jovial can handle that. We're so glad to have you with us now. You have a great sound, and I don't say that just because you're a co-upstate New Yorker, because I was from there long ago in a galaxy far away, but you've just got such a listenable sound to it. How long have you been doing this now?
Well, I've been playing the guitar since I was in 6th grade, but I really only started writing music about 3 years ago, if you can believe that. So I don't really want to say how many years I've been doing all of it. That'll give away my age.
I hear you there, and I wasn't trying to put you on the spot there either, but it's amazing that you've only been writing for a short period of time. I'm relatively short. I kind of get the feeling that some of the material and the thoughts and feelings behind it were probably fomenting within you over the years, even before you had started actually writing.
Absolutely. And, when you're a musician, any kind of an artist, even if you're singing other people's music, if you're singing music you can relate to, you can still, experience all those emotions. But it's nice to put them into words of your own that you can share with other people who might want something to relate to as well. So.
Yep, true, very true. Yeah. And we've got another track coming up here in just a few minutes. We're going to play, which is kind of a little bit different from the I want to say light, carefree, freewheeling sound of Martini, which we just played. But of course, the lyric belays that feeling completely, because that is far from a light and freewheeling. That's kind of a slap side of the head, you sucker. It's an interesting combination. You got such a lovely, pleasant sound to a snide remark to a cad. I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. I think the contradiction is a beautiful musical paradox. Now, I understand that you're going to be doing more new music here in the very near future.
Yes, and the songs that I've recorded thus far are even No S and X is kind of lighthearted. It's meant to be funny, not like really mean. It's a play on words that I thought was kind of clever. Sure. But the ones I'm going to be working on in December are a deeper, more feeling kind of songs, more serious. Let's say that.
Gotcha.
Now, those were jangly. They won't get out of your head kind of songs that I've done thus far.
Exactly.
And the ones I'm working on now are going to be a little more in depth.
As a matter of fact, our guest last week comes from a duo that's famous for those hook songs, similar to Martini, and that was Howard Bellamy of the Bellamy Brothers, and they put out quite a few songs that are just the same way. They're nice, light, breezy songs with a little bit of a subtle slap side of the head to them, and I think, as a matter of fact, I hear that song. I'd kind of like to hear the boys do that too. But you're going to be working with. You're going to be working in a place that some rather cool people have recorded at. REM, Susan Vega, a personal favorite of mine, John Fogerty.
I know, that's so cool, isn't it? I'm really honored to be working there at Fidelatorium Studios. It's down in North Carolina. Very cool people have recorded there. And the team I'm going to be working with is so awesome. I feel so happy that I've gotten to a place in my music career that I can work with the kind of people that I'm going to get to work with. One of them, his name is Jason Richmond. He's going to be producing the songs. He's worked with Bonnie Raitt, Elvis Costello, some really cool people. And the person who's going to be playing guitar for me, his name is Scott Sawyer. He's like played guitar all around the world. They both are Grammy nominated. It's going to be really, really cool for me.
Oh, I can imagine, and you're right. Jason Richmond is a known quantity. He's worked with some super cool people. I can't right off the top of my head remember them, but I know I've heard the name before. Who are some of the people he's worked with?
Well, right now he's working with a group called the Avett Brothers. They're a new upcoming kind of Americana group.
Right.
And he's worked with, like I said, Bonnie Raitt, Annie DeFranco, Elvis Costello. Really very exciting. And new people all the time are seeking him out for him to produce for them because he's really good at it. So
that's a good sign.
very excited.
I don't blame you, and we'd like to be excited thinking that maybe when you get the album done, we'll get to hear some of the music off and maybe play some of it here.
Oh, I would love that. That would be fabulous. And,
John
one of the songs I'm doing, I'm just saying, I know you like rock music. It's a little more of a rock kind of song, so...
All right. Well, we rather like most types of music here. There's sometimes we haven't ever done any opera, and I don't think we've done any classical on here, but we've done just about everything else from Dixieland and jazz to rock and blues, country, folk. We've done a little bit of it all, and for groups from around the world. So it would definitely be.
We've even had people on that use that. We've even had people on that use that god awful auto tuning. So
oh my goodness. A lot of those pop artists seem to like that.
Yeah. Well, now I have a question for you.
Pop artists.
Oh, sure. I'm absolutely intrigued over the fact that you're going to be working with John Fogerty. Who
I'm not working
is
with
one
John
of my
Fogerty.
Oh, I thought.
No,
I'm
John Bon Jovi. Come on.
That's my fault. I had misspoke myself when we were talking before we came on the air.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! I wish I was working with John Fogerty.
Then I will backtrack on that.
If you were working with John Fogerty, I would be asking you to see if you couldn't get him to come and visit us on the show. So.
And you know something, David? If I was, I would get him to come on the show for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, we're glad to have you on the show with us. Not only are you an extremely talented artist, and I think you've got an amazing future ahead of you, you're just such a neat person to talk to. John, I didn't mean to interrupt you, John Bon Jovi. Go ahead. Finish your thought there.
No. That's all right. I mean, well, the thought, of course, was I wanted to find out what kind of a collaboration it was going to be, and hopefully it will be a collaboration in the future. That would be wonderful.
Would be.
But I do want to get back to Moonlight in Your Martini. Okay. And, I mean, other than, there's a little bit of a Jimmy Buffett Coral Reefer Band, sound to it. But I'm also hearing other things that I can't quite put my finger on. And I'd like to know what your influences are on that particular song and that caused you to put it together the way that you did it. And by the way you put it together is just really, really beautiful.
Thank you. When I wrote it, obviously all the other music wasn't part. It was just straight acoustic, and I don't know why, but that Jimmy Buffett sound is exactly what I was going for. That's what I heard when I just played my basic melody. And so when I went into the studio, I was working with a great group of guys, and I said, I mean, I did not have the fancy instruments that Jimmy Buffett sometimes has in some of his songs. So I asked the person I was working with to play slide guitar and try to make it have that kind of a sound. And we just worked really well together, and he put it together in like 5 seconds. How about this? And, let's do that. And it just that was exactly the sound I was looking for.
Well, you succeeded. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and as David will tell you, of the two of us, I mean, we have an engineering staff here that helps us with the production of the show every week. But of the two of us, I am more, production oriented. I miss the old days of a grease pen and an aluminum block and a razor blade for editing. But I'm very, very, very conscious of production qualities, and I can tell by listening to your song that you really put a lot of thought into it. Something that I like to see. And can you give us a little bit of background on what you went through in the studio? How many takes? How long did it take you to get to the final product?
Let's see. So we laid down the basics, just basic rhythm guitar, drum, and bass in about